Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Welcome back to another market open live stream. Oh boy. Tesla's gonna be nutso today. Oh boy. You don't even want to know what my Friday trade was. It could be really bad or it could be really good. We're gonna find out what happens when this sucker opens. But let's just say I've got an option on Tesla that's worth like $100,000 for how many days out? Let's see what we got. Let's see here. This is gonna be crazy. I was not expecting this. I have 700 contracts for May 10th. Its market value is roughly 100K, like in the 90s. Started at 100K. Had a little fluctuations on Friday, but let's just say I have a feeling today's going to be a very good day. But anyway, welcome back to another stock market open live. We are going to see what the heck we got going on today. That's for sure. It's going to be really interesting. I don't think. Let me see if we have any data releases today. I don't think so. I'm obviously mobile because of the good old Roadshow that we're doing, which I'm going to be posting in a little bit a summer and little Roadshow update as well. Somebody doesn't like the sound. Is it too quiet? It might be too quiet. I could just raise the volume a little if you'd like. But anyway, yeah, try to fix your sound. Let me know what the sound problem is. I see you complaining. But anyway, thank you all for being here. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into some of the news today. We've got, let's see if we've got any eco data this morning. People saying sound good. Okay, thank you. So economic data this morning and this week. I see your comment, Wills. All right, so we've got Dallas Fed manufacturing activity that comes out in a couple hours. So that's not a big deal. Tomorrow is going to be a bigger catalyst. Tomorrow we're going to get ECI, that is the employment cost indicator. That's a big deal. The employment cost indicator could come in a little on the warm side partly because of oh, I'm sorry, that's Q1. Never mind. The employment cost index is expected to come in at 1% tomorrow, which would be about 4% annualized growth. The reason I was thinking that it might come in on the warm side is because of those wage increases in California, which that actually affects a lot of the ECI, like maybe 0.2%, which is a good chunk, right? And that ECI is the one that's coming out for tomorrow is for Q1. That wage increase went through April 1st, so you won't actually see that wage increase hit until the next live ECI report. So we'll pay attention to that, but that'll be a tomorrow morning coverage, and we'll cover that live. I'll be mobile for one more day. And then we'll be back in the studio. In case you don't know yet, I'll be in Toronto, Denver, and Chicago today. So if you're in Toronto, Chicago, or Denver, go to househack.com/RSVP. It's free to come meet us. And then tomorrow we're doing Texas, Austin, Dallas, Houston. The Texans better show me that those are the biggest event if everything's truly bigger and better in Texas. You better show up and represent. and Max, I'm basically coming to Toronto for you, and you're telling me too bad I can't come today. That's it. Anyway, so at PG here says you just made $500,000. I don't know how juicy those calls are going to be, but let's just say it might be very juicy with Tesla up 12.6% right now. Who knows? Who knows how long that actually ends up holding, or if that drives institutional AI investment or what. I still think there's a chance we're going to end up running up to something like a 220 here pretty dang quickly. And so stay tuned for that. Okay, so what's going on? Well, you had a revenue miss over at BYD, as obviously the discounting is finally hitting that EV sector. I mean, even a company like BYD is immune to well, basically the activity that we're seeing in the price competitiveness of the market. But one of the big things pushing Tesla today is getting in principle approval for deploying FSD in China. And now there are certain conditions involved with this. And so it has to do with some form of mapping and navigation deal with Baidu. Now, this I think is somewhat interesting. This has to do with how Tesla handles their data in China, probably because China doesn't want much like it's in my opinion it's the same thing as like the TikTok ban. We're in the TikTok ban, we're worried about Chinese infrastructure servers having American data, Face ID, contacts, whatever. Keep in mind when you use TikTok, they could use the forward facing cameras on your phone to see how you're reacting to content and then feed you more content based on not just your actions on the stock, but sorry, on the stock, but based on your actions on the app, but based on your visual cues, your facial reactions to what you're seeing, happiness, sadness, disgust, whatever, right? Those that's a lot of data, let's just say. And so I think that this licensing deal regarding mapping and data security with Baidu in China is a way of China trying to preserve their road data. And I don't think that Elon really cares about mapping data. So I think it's sort of like, here, have free mapping and road camera data, but we're going to use that in our neural nets to make the FSD better, which is really a win-win for Tesla because Tesla doesn't care about the map data. They don't do maps anyway. So like they're really giving away nothing that matters. Like it's like, okay, here's a copy of it at this point. However, and this is the sort of like the dark side. The dark side thesis could be, depending on how much data is given, is it possible that now China's Baidu has enough vision-based data to run their own neural nets and sort of create their own self-driving features by buying whatever. Um, so a ton of H100s or whatever. But the problem for China is they can't get their hands on that. So you have to either get them in the black market or you have to come up with your own chip designs, which frankly they'll probably do a combination of both. So it's kind of entertaining, I like to say. Entertainment guaranteed. We'll see what happens, but yeah, at least in the near term, this is a huge leap forward for Tesla, and yeah, we'll see how the market continues to treat Tesla in the market open here. All right, so with that, let's go into. I'll take a peek at bonds here. Bond yields down 3.9%. And not only are they down 3.9%, but we've got oil that I think is down a bit as well. Yeah, oil's down at about 89 basis points here. No, Sander, I did see that the Japanese currency plummet there, but I haven't gone deep in it. The issue with the yen that you're having is you're basically one of the few central banks right now that is saying, oh, yes, we are going to basically print more money because we're trying to create inflation. And it seems like they're actually creating inflation relatively rapidly, something they haven't been able to get up since the 90s. And I think it's creating a lot of almost fear that the value of the yen has been diluted so much and that it's not an asset you want to hold right now because they're openly saying they're going to print. So this is the first time you've seen as significant of a drop. Uh, I think now it's over 160 yen. Let me see here, one USD to yen. Yeah, okay. It went for a brief moment there. It ran up over 160 Japanese yen per single US dollar, and so that this sort of money printing dilution they've been doing of the yen has been very, very dramatically impactful. So again, that's I haven't been watching the story heavily this weekend, mostly because we've been. I mean, yesterday, for example, we had 4 road shows. That was a long day. We took off from Orlando at I don't know what it was. It was like 7:30 or something like that in the morning, and then we were in Atlanta, then we were in Boston, then we're in New York City, then we're in Richmond. It's amazing. So yeah, it's wild. Yeah, Gio's dad, you might want to check yourself before you wreck yourself and fact check your nonsense. Kevin's not saying a word on Biden's proposed 40% capital gains tax and unrealized gains tax. It's not going to happen. It's also not that I'm not saying a word. It's that I've been literally saying nothing but words since I've started this live stream. So you gotta chill, man. Just gotta have a little chill in the morning. It's like 5:20 or 5:38 California time here. Relax, buddy. Somebody here says, where do I sign up for Austin? househack.com/RSVP if you want to come to the Roadshow. But anyway, yeah, I mean, these tax plans. I mean, honestly, a tax plan like that, I kind of think it's pretty damn stupid to announce a tax plan like that before the election, because it's literally like what people hear from that is more taxes. It's I know Biden's trying to brand it as tax the rich, but it still comes across as more taxes, and so it makes it really easy to do this sort of Trump versus Biden. Boo, bro, stop spamming SoFi. My God, David. People put so aggressive in the morning today. All right, David, you're getting put in timeout. Like a child. You're spamming like a child. You're like that child that's like, mom, hold on, son. Mom, hold on, son. Mom. Anyway, so yeah, it is surprising to me that before the election, you would want to go sort of, suggest these increased tax plans. I understand that sometimes that can appeal to the left, but trust me, nobody who is on the left that is a Biden supporter, it needs more convincing not to vote for Biden. You know what I mean? Like you've got independents who can obviously sway to each side, but I wonder if you just alienate people who may have voted for Biden by hearing, oh yeah, a vote for Biden is more taxes. So I don't know strategically if that was a good idea. This is my opinion. I'm not, you know me, I'm very neutral here. I'm not trying to take a Trump v. Biden side. I just think it's very unpopular in this, especially in this sort of macro environment where, the government's telling us that, jobs are so great and the economy's so good or whatever. But let's be real, there are a lot of people who are losing their jobs and they are having a hard time getting a new job, and it's frustrating out there. It's really frustrating. So and that's very painful for people. It's painful for people to hear, "Hey, I lost my job," and then you look and it's like, "Oh, okay, more taxes and the economy's great," and you're like, "Well, I don't feel that way." It's that's a tough place to be in. So anyway, okay, so that's a little on what's going on with the yen, a little bit on the Biden plan. Yeah, we have ECI coming out tomorrow. That'll be a big deal. Tomorrow, by the way, yeah, there's an expiring coupon code. Yeah, I did send out alerts on my buy the dips on Friday for $100,000 of call options on Tesla that expire in 2 weeks. Yeah, this morning's probably going to be really good. But anyway, if you want to be part of all those buy sell alerts, make sure you're in the Stocks and Site group. And let me see here. I want to look also. Get some updates here. Okie dokie. Good old mobile studio. Alrighty. So let's see what we have here. SoFi. So SoFi this morning adjusted net revenue 580 mil. The estimate was 558. Adjusted EBITDA 590 to 600. For the fiscal year, that's a 595 midpoint, and they were forecasting 585. Excuse me. So far that's a beat. We've got adjusted EBITDA for Q2 comes in at a miss, 120 mil versus 136. So you've got a bottom line guidance miss, but overall fiscal year guidance is going up. That's it. That's really interesting. I see what you're doing there. G4G. So Overdrive here is talking about car sales. Car sales, there's been a lot of data coming out on car sales actually rising at the beginning of this year. I have an opinion on this. So yeah. This tax plan from Biden isn't that it's necessarily brand new. It's the reiteration of it for campaigning, and a second term is what it is. And again, it's that sort of reiteration that I don't think is that good of an idea. But what the point is, where were we? Oh, I was just going to talk about. Oh yeah, car data. So I think what's happening is you're actually in this economy where people are starting to become convinced that maybe the, let's say, housing market isn't going to collapse, right? There was a lot of fear of that in 22 and 23, and we did see a real estate correction. I mean, some markets corrected 20%, some markets corrected 10%. The biggest pain was really at the end of 22 and the end of 23. And we covered that, but the bottom didn't fall out from real estate. And so as the bottom doesn't fall out from real estate, people feel a little bit more comfortable with their with their financial well-being. They become more comfortable with the fact that, hey, stocks have had this volatile Nike swoosh recovery, and as a result, people feel wealthier and are willing to buy that new car again. And so that's very exciting. It's not necessarily bad for GDP, and I think that's why we're seeing the Atlanta real now GDP indicating such strength in markets. So let me see here. Current GDP estimates. Oh my lord, the last GDP estimate. This is freaking insane. The last GDP estimate for April 26th is indicating 3.9%. That's up from like the 2.6 or the 2.7 that we had last week. And it is obviously well up from what you're finding at, what's it called? Q1 estimates, which are as low as 1.6%. Now, keep in mind that the Q1 estimates are very interesting, because the Q1 estimates are heavily influenced, or have been heavily influenced, by inventory buildup and exports. So both of those are expected to be low, and then that's why we got such a hit in Q1 numbers. Because really, I mean, think about it. This is potentially the risk of, or should I say, the benefit of U.S. exceptionalism again. This idea that the U.S. is the strongest economy, which statistically it is, but that it will, really sort of lead the world away from a recession with its consumer spending. I mean, consider China for a moment. Consumer spending only makes up about 30% of the economy over there. Here in the United States, it makes up about 70 to 72% of the economy. So it's really, really remarkable. But yeah. Speaking of real estate, and we do have the accredited investor round ending on May 1st, and every location I go to, people are very interested that I found in the property management software we're building out, but also what we're creating is something like an M1 finance of real estate, is what I like to say. You know how you can sort of like invest in the little pies in M1 finance and allocate stocks, that for real estate. And so it's very exciting. We think about having like, I only want to invest in red real estate or blue state real estate or warehouse real estate or Florida real estate or Texas real estate. And you can sort of allocate percentages. Those are some of our goals. Obviously, read more about our prospectus over at househack.com/2024 and the fundraise deadline that is May 1st. That's in a couple days. But yeah, there are some really exciting things that we're working on, and I can't wait to share more of that. So okay, good. So we've got this on the Atlanta Fed GDP, which is just a skyrocketing move here. Ooh, thanks for joining Bright Future Psychology. And let's see here. And Kevin talking about the Tesla calls. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So we'll know that when the market opens. But I also got to get to the airport, so probably gonna have to take off around 10. So I got to get to the airport. But anyway, so we've got a lot of exciting things to cover. So we've touched on the pros and cons, a little bit of the pros and cons of the Elon deal in China. Yeah, somebody's asking what's the news. Basically, it's the data licensing agreement and the go ahead to start using FSD in China. So that's twofold. It's this, it shows an advancement in the FSD technology, a reiteration by governments that the technology is good. That's the upside. It's also potentially more SaaS revenue for Tesla. But on the downside, it is, giving mapping data to Baidu, but that could also be under the guise of yeah, it's just mapping data, and then what it turns into is them starting to train AI basically to do their own self-driving style software. So I'd like to hop in to this piece on commercial real estate that's going on. So see if I can get this playing here. How interesting. Okay, let me pop that out. Having a little issue getting that playing, but we want to test that anyway for the bell. There, that should work better. I don't imagine that audio played, so let me fix that. Good old mobile. How interesting. It is not actually letting me show the player. Wonder if they flip-flopped on some of the software there that lets you show that player. Okay, no problem. I have other options. I have ways of making this work. Do I? So okay, interesting. All right. Well, we don't need CNBC this morning. So worst case scenario. All right. Next. Oh, thank you for joining the Stocks and Psych course. Appreciate that. Now we've got the coupon expiring tomorrow on that, and yeah, I will say on Friday. Here, I'll show you. Let's see here. Short-term trades. What was it? Bill. Okay, yeah, building this trade for next week. What did I say? I said, oh yeah, okay, here it is. I'll probably use this position next week and DCA into it or flip it. My goal is to start with 20K and build it up to potentially a 200K position. I ended up getting it to about 100K on Friday because I was DCAing into the option because I was setting the option up for a play this week. So that option, what am I into it? Let me see what the exact number is. I'm into this. It's a call. It's a May 10th call on Tesla. And I'm into it for about 104K. It went down a bit on Friday. And obviously this morning we think it'll do really well. But yeah, that's just an example of sort of the trade ideas that we make. The goal isn't to say like, hey, if you follow all of these trades, like you're going to be perfect and you're going to match all the timing or whatever. The goal is to give you ideas and explanations. Like, here's why this trade is being made. Here's my thesis. Here's why I'm doing it. And I send the alert and I go, here's how I'm playing it, why I'm playing it, what the volatility is, whatever the play is. I give commentary on it. Sometimes it's just a scalp play where it's like a trade in the middle of the day and you're just trying to get a little bit of a movement. Sometimes it's, a multi-week play or a multi-month play. And so I send those alerts. That's just one example of them from this Friday. What strike? I actually went out of the money. Let me see here. What did I go? I don't want to. Let's just say I'm in the money now. That's crazy. Yeah, I went out of the money, and I usually in the trade alerts I usually say don't go out of the money. But for this one, I mean, there's an exception to everything. For this one, the reason I went out of the money was because I thought there was a chance that Tesla's going to make a move to 220 over really the near term, and so I took the risk and went a bit out of the money on these. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, somebody says you'd have to be bullish for JPOW Day. Well, okay, so I actually explained that as well. And I explained that in a public video that I made. So I don't know if y'all watch all the videos I make on the channel. I obviously encourage you to, but I made a video talking about JPOW Day. And my thesis is that we would either sell down on Monday or Tuesday, and then we rally after JPOW Day, or we rally Monday, Tuesday, and then potentially we have a sell-off after JPOW. That's a thesis that I have. Obviously, we could rally before and after, but that's my thinking is we'll have more of what I just said. Luke here says, I've been watching since 2022 and I've learned an unbelievable amount. I cannot thank you enough for how much value you provide. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Let's see here. Yeah, Andrew, just send us an email at staff@meetkevin.com. Maybe we can help you out. So, yeah, I see some house hack questions here. Yep. So the accredited deadline is Wednesday. And what we really want to do is close the fundraise for house hack. And ideally, I never want to fundraise for house hack again. So house hack will own its own software stack for property management and that M1 Finance / Robinhood style app, which we think that'll be really amazing for what we're doing. But in the future, the focus of real estate fundraising will just be on sort of that M1 Finance style app, and we'll focus on that as well as focusing on Delaware statutory trusts, basically 1031ing into it. So it's pretty exciting, but I can't wait to be done with the Roadshow. The Roadshow ends Wednesday because then I get to go home and see summer. So actually I have a little video coming out on that in just a moment. But anyway, so it was a great meeting in Tampa. Congrats on summer. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Kevin, been following you since 2020. You're the best financial guru out there. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. All right, let's see some other news that's going on. So in case you're wondering, Trump's criminal trial, not to get political, is off Monday and Wednesday this week. So I've I really like reading up on all the stuff that's going on, and I know they'll be closed today. Oh, also, there were a lot of people in person asking about us bringing the podcast back. So what we've decided is we would do the podcast after the market closes, like maybe 1:30 California time, 1:15, something like that. Bring it back on the podcast channel starting May 7th. So stay tuned. May 7th. Kevin, I feel like you've been posting more trades as of late, really insightful, and is what I like most about being part of the Stocks Insight course. Yeah, so one of the reasons I've been posting more trades is because I'm more cash heavy. This last earnings week was very confidence building. It's one of the reasons I've been moving towards these calls as an upside hedge. In fact, I think I literally said that in my trade alert. Let me see here. But anyway, yeah, it's fantastic because an upside hedge is a tool for building a portfolio when you have a large cash position. So that way you can still participate in upside while being heavy in cash. I know people are like, oh, you can only be one thing. You can only be long. You're either for the stock or you're against the stock. And see, I agree. I disagree with that. I actually think that there are times you want to be heavier in cash. There are times you can position yourself with options or however you want. There some of these things are important to make sure that that like protecting your portfolio. Because I mean, let's be real. There was a non-zero chance that Tesla's earnings were horrible last week, and the stock goes down to $100. There was a non-zero chance of that. Obviously, that didn't happen, but you know, it's kind of cool. So so let's see what else we have here. Can a hedge fund manager trade options on his fund? A hedge fund manager can, yeah. Yeah, I don't run a hedge fund. A hedge fund, just so you know, a little bit of insight. Hedge funds usually solicit investments from from accredited investors. So, and then they'll manage that money, and they'll deploy that on trading strategies, which could be options, selling options, buying options, making investments into whatever. That's a hedge fund. That's very different from like managing an ETF, right? Oh, thank you for saying the best investment I made was your course. Oh, thank you. The an ETF is very different. An ETF is very transparent, and it generally doesn't do options. Some ETFs do options, but most ETFs are passive. Some are active. And one of the reasons I made an ETF, and this is not a solicitation for the ETF, so I'm not going to mention its name or anything, but one of the reasons I made an ETF was because back in the day, we used to use M1 Finance, these like pies, and we'd sort of share these pies on M1 Finance. But the problem was we couldn't change those pies. So, people might be like, "Oh yeah, this is a cool pie," and then they set it and forget it, which is bad because, like, I mean, I sold Peloton at $113, but I was bullish Peloton, and then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, the numbers are getting really bad. This is really dangerous. Not only are the financial statements bad, but I'm doing on the ground research, and this is bad. Get out of Peloton stock." So I got out of Peloton stock. People called me a flip flopper, and the thing went down to $4. And then people are like, "Kevin, why didn't you tell us to get out of Peloton?" I'm like, "I did." I did. So the problem with an M1 Finance pie is I have no control over that. Whereas with an ETF, I could transparently, whether I'm right or wrong, I can transparently show here's what I'm doing with a long-term, allocated portfolio, and I think it's kind of cool. So I think that's cool. So somebody here says I'm laughing at your shorts. You mean like the shorts I'm wearing? I'm wearing shorts right now. Do you want to see my shorts? Is that what you're laughing at? Because I'm sure as hell positive you're not laughing at the $100,000 in call options I have on Tesla expiring in 2 weeks. Not this morning, at least. So you must be talking about my shorts, Mr. Feces King. So let's see here. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see. What other news do we have this morning? So let's take a peek here. Okay. We are going to go. Where are we going to go? Let's go over here. Right. So, okay, yen did rebound. Yeah, I think we're back at like 153 per dollar now. Let me see what we are. Yeah, we were up as high as 160, which is crazy. Yeah, 156 now. Okay. Then we've got we've got quite a few earnings this week. Let me see here. Earnings calendar. Earnings calendar. So this morning we covered SoFi already a bit this morning. Ooh, Domino's came out. Let's see what's going on with Domino's. DPZ. No, SoFi already reported. We covered it. Miss on Q2. EPS. But fiscal year guide raise. All right. DPZ. Domino's Pizza comes in exactly at estimates for Q1 rev. International comp sales were up 90 basis points versus 54 expected. Income from operations 210 versus 197, so that's a beat on the bottom line. So a meet on top, beat on bottom. No guide. How interesting. Where's the guide? I don't see guidance. Very interesting. Hold on a sec here. Okay. One sec. Airport. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I had to send a little airport message out. Okay. So now what else do we have for earnings? Earnings. Okay, so we looked at DPZ. Let's get to the next one. Monday after the close. Today's a little boring. Chegg, Paramount. It's boring. Okay. PayPal is tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, PayPal, Eli Lilly. Ooh, Eli Lilly is going to be a big one tomorrow. McDonald's, 3M. Remember, McDonald's is a Mike Wilson stock. I think it's very interesting. So McDonald's and Coca-Cola. Tomorrow's a Mike Wilson day. Yeah. So Mike Wilson is still very anti-tech. And he's really into McDonald's and Coke. I'm not. I'm really of this believer, or I'm in this belief that these stocks have done very well because they've been able to raise prices in an inflationary environment. But once that inflationary environment settles, I think the comps are going to be pretty nasty for some of these. But then again, McDonald's has done extremely well. Can't really bet against them. They make a lot of money. The people who feel the squeeze the most, honestly, are the franchisees or franchisees. Whoever's actually doing the operating, like McDonald's. I guess McDonald's is probably the franchisor, and the franchisee, the person running the business, is the one suffering because of all the wage increases. So that's one of the reasons that McDonald's is probably doing really well. One thing that I think that's so interesting about Chipotle, for example, is Chipotle is just absolutely killing it in how they grow their what's it called? How they grow their their base of stores, and they don't do franchises, which is shocking. It's shockingly incredible. So anyway, let's see here. Okay. Well, Kevin. That's funny. I like that. Yeah. So anyway, what else do we have? So tomorrow after the close, we'll be doing our Texas Roadshow tomorrow. Hold on one sec. Okay. So Amazon, let me see here. Amazon tomorrow. That'll be really interesting. AMD. Oh, wow. AMD's tomorrow. Ooh, I gotta write that one down somewhere. Oh, okay. I gotta set myself. I gotta set. Hold on a second here. One moment. Remind me in 1 hour about AMD earnings tomorrow. And then you've got Lemonade tomorrow. Ooh, I wonder how Lemonade's been doing stock wise. All right, let's go ahead and let's pull up the stocks, the sticks here, and yeah, AMD's been selling off a lot lately. Like they've been getting reamed, absolutely reamed. So let's go to AM Dizzles. All right. Let me pull up the screen share here so you don't just have to stare at my face. All right, boys and girls. There we go. Isn't that better? Okay, good. So the other thing I think I can do here is, no, how about, ooh, that's kind of cool. Oh no, covers too much up. E-hat. Oh, see, that looks pretty. That's kind of cool. I like that. Okay, we'll stick with that. Yeah, beautiful overlay. By the way, this is all with StreamYard. metkevin.com/StreamYard. Okay, so let's get into the sticks here. We've been doing a lot of talking and yapping. So AM Dizzle on the week chart has just gotten reamed, and their earnings are tomorrow. So I'm watching this one a lot. Then you've got, I wonder how Roku's moved. Roku, yeah, they had a negative 10% day after their earnings. Initially, they were really, the numbers were good, but the earnings call was just poopy doopy, crazy. Okay, that's cool. So what's happening? Wow, Kava Group. They're doing, geez, Lord, they've done well. They IPO'd and they ran up from 42 to 58. They're at 69 bucks. They're pulling a Chipotle over here. Really, really impressive. S-Bucks, I used to be so optimistic on S-Bucks, and I've wanted to buy them under $80 for a while, and we keep sort of trending back there. But I don't think their China bet is going as well as they hoped, and so it's given me some heart palpitations. I'm not exposed to the stock, but all right, let's see BTC. Where's BT Sizzle? BT Sizzle. BTC. So we're at 62.5. Now that's actually very interesting because that's falling. Oh, look at that. This is the hour chart. We ran up to about 67 there on the 24th, so towards the end of last week. Just been sort of a bleed here. Yeah, Kava was up 10% Friday. Okay. So pre-market here. Tesla's up 13.5 right now. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Seems like it keeps going. Be really interesting. Excuse me. I don't know how it's going to move in the AM here. Usually volatility grows throughout the day. So often when somebody owns options, it can make sense to hold them because of growth and volatility. But I also don't know how Wall Street is going to react to this. Is Wall Street going to wake up positively to this? We will find out. The first few minutes are always just insane. So we shall see. But SoFi down now 4.7%. Then you've got MicroStrategy down a bit. Yeah, with Bitcoin falling, makes sense. Super Micro's down a little bit to 3%. Nvidia down about 1/3%. Less than one page of red. So you're probably going to get more than a page, this half page of red here. So I'd expect to see some stocks move red. We shall see. And then on the upside, I'm very excited actually also about Apple. I know a lot of people haven't been, but Apple and Amazon, those have been very exciting to me. Some love to Google. I'm actually very impressed with Google. They have defied my fears. They have they've continued to grow their search-based advertising revenue, and it's really incredible. Can you explain theta decay? I mean, think about it just as the money you're paying for time, right? It's an option gives you value that changes based on how close you are to the expiration of that contract. So the more time you have, the more you have to pay for that contract, right? Or the more time you give, the more money you get when you're a writer of options. How many hotel rooms do you get if you have 7 kids? You don't go to a hotel. No, honestly, I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere for a while with children. So it's gonna be a minute. Yeah. Oh, cool. Uh, uh, all right. So anyway, um, yeah. So, all right, give me 1 second here. One sec. Uh, okay. So, where were we? Okay. So Amazon, Apple. Where is Goog this morning? Let's see what Goog's doing this morning. So Goog this morning, down about 129 after their run. I mean, this is not a surprise. The stock is the stock's been doing a little bit of some rallying there after the earnings call, and so it's not unsurprising to see a move like a little bit of down the next day. Tesla did the same thing. It ran for a little bit after earnings, and then you had Friday was actually a down day. How much was it down Friday? 1.1%. Yeah, and it was down as much as at one point like 2.2% or so on Friday, which was interesting because that was like on that red is when uh, Jermaine, Kevin, your position. Let's see, but boasting about your option plays while not owning up to the fact that you sold at the bottom is dishonest. I didn't sell at the bottom. Like you're being dishonest in the chat because you're either listening to haters or you're not paying attention. See, the thing about me is I don't profess to be right all the time. I am absolutely not all right all the time, but I profess to be transparent. And so my Tesla trades went through between 171 and 175. I've got to sit there and average them. I called into JPM, and when I call JPM, it takes a while for them to send me the trade confirmations. It's a little annoying, but anyway, and the stock went all the way down to $140, right? And then we moved back in at about 167, 169 ish in that range. Now, what's really cool about that is it gave me a lot of tax loss harvesting, which on the lots that I sold that were at a higher basis, because now when I trade back up, I'm basically not paying taxes on these like option trades now because of tax loss harvesting. So it's like amazing. Again, and I'm not always right, but Jeremiah, I don't know who you're listening to or what your problem is, but to say that Kevin, you sold about, it's like either you're not paying attention or you're just being a D-bag because you want to be a D-bag. It's fine. Like if you're a D-bag, just admit it. But yeah, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah, and exactly. Being advantageous on tax savings is prudent. You have to also remember that. Think about this for a moment. How do we become part of the Stock Alert Group? It's go to meetkevin.com. It's the Stocks and Psychology of Money group there. Thank you for asking. But you have to just a transparent, consideration you have to have. When you are a stock investor, you have to remember that there are tax strategies involved in investing in stocks as well. You and those are very important, so that you're not unnecessarily giving 30 to 50% to the tax man. So anyway, he's mad because he's not a course member. Oh. uh, anyway, so again, I don't profess to be perfect. I really am not. I try to be transparent with my ideas, and if you go back to my original videos, I'm like, this tax loss harvest trade, and if it goes down really low, if it breaks 140, I think I even said, like, if it breaks below, what was it, like the low 140s, it's dangerous. It very briefly did, but it didn't have a full candlestick break below that level, which was good. And then obviously got a good beat on earnings there. So SoFi's selling off a little. This is unfortunate. I know a lot of people really like SoFi stock, and I think I think they're doing great things. That banking license is phenomenal. So very, very, very exciting company, but unfortunately, not getting a lot of enthusiasm here in the pre-market after their miss on guide. That's a little unfortunate. All right, let's go. Let's see what other news we've got here. Nice job, Christian. Thanks for the $5 there. Good job. I'm up 4K since buying Kevin's course 2 weeks ago. Oh, let's go. That's awesome. Good job. Okay. All right. So what else do we have? What about... Let's see here. AI faces its Oppenheimer moment during killer robot arms race. That's funny. I've invested into this private robotics company, and it's kind of exciting. I think that humanoid robots are absolutely in the future, but I don't think it's close. Like Optimus at Tesla, I don't think it's close. Yeah, but the next 10 years, I think, will be very enlightening. I'm very excited about that. So, all right. Next. Okay. It seems like a little less on the news side. I think we're waiting for earnings really this week. And then obviously we know Trump isn't in court today. Oh, Bob Kendall, I remember interviewing him. Okay, let me go to see what's going on here. Robots will be closer than you think, 1 to 3 years. I don't think so. Maybe. I'm all right being wrong. Someone else says, as an electrical engineering student, I'm looking at 2027 to be a big year for humanoid robots. Very nice. Rebound in S&P 500 gets support from robust earnings. Yes. See, and that's what we said, a week and a half ago, is this earnings, the last earnings week is critical, and it's done very well. So I'm very happy about that. Hottest trade, long dollar. That's cool. Just trying to see what some of the other suits are saying right now. Okay, so wow, there's so little. Let's see, morning news here. Oh, Tesla shorts are at 3-year highs. Wow, well, they're about to get burned this morning. That's very interesting. Let's see how the pre-market action is going here. Tesla looks like it topped out there at about 192.5. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. It's up 21 points here. It's really phenomenal. 62.5 on BTC. You've got how are the Qs moving this morning? Okay, well, Tesla's top out was really in line here with the Qs, so that's not a surprise or necessarily a huge deal. Okay. What else? ARM's back at 103. That's interesting. Super microcomputer was up 8.9% on Friday. My lord. Let me see that. Oh, yeah. Wow, look at that. It was all the way down at, how low did it get there? Wow, it got to a low of 671 intraday. Holy smokes. That's incredible. What a move there. That's on the week chart here. So intra-week. There we go. Yeah. Oh, whoa. When did I draw? Oh, this is a 100-day moving average. Almost a perfect bounce there on the 100-day moving average. $3 apart. Oh, that's really incredible. Oh, thanks, Tristan. Kevin's courses are 100% worth it too, guys. The insight is like none other, and the course member live streams are worth it on their own. Oh, thank you for that. So, okay, let's see. Would you ever invest in defense contractors? It's unlikely. Yeah, they butter out their backlog because they know congressional funding comes in lumpy manners, and so it's very difficult for me to fully analyze companies that basically don't want to grow their factory output because they know congressional funding comes in lumpy manners, and so they limit their factory output when they should be expanding. Like proper capitalism would force them to expand their output, but they don't. So then you have these 3-year backlogs for parts or for weapons systems. So I feel like I know enough that I don't know enough. Yeah. So what else? Okay. Oh, let's look at the 5-year break even. Let's see here. So while I pull up the 5-year break even, I've got a little. I'm just got a sort of little like life video coming out on the main channel a little later today. It'll be short. I encourage you to watch it, obviously, but it'll give you a little update on summer. Today, quick reminder: I'm going to be in Toronto, Chicago, and Denver, and then tomorrow I'll be in Austin, Dallas, and Houston. And then on Wednesday, I'll be in San Diego and Long Beach. So if you're interested in learning more about House Hack, please be a part of that at househack.com/RSVP. You can come to the event for free. And remember, the investment deadline there for everything we're doing with mini funds, the property management software, the M1 Finance or Robinhood of real estate, that whole deadline is May 1st. Read the solicitation over at househack.com/2024. Just go to househack.com, press the little investor tab. Again, that deadline's May 1st if you're an accredited investor to be part of it. So, okay, good. Let's get this 5-year break even up, because the 5-year break even has come down, which I'm very excited about. Okay. Biggest roadshow turnout so far? I don't know, like San Jose, New York. New York was like packed. That was crazy. Those were pretty good. Seattle, Scottsdale, those were amazing. I mean, really, all of them have been amazing. So some of them are substantially larger. So let's see here. I'd say on the smaller side was like Richmond and Oklahoma. Well, those were the smallest. But that makes sense. We also have the lowest amount of subscribers and investors in those areas. But there were both areas that we're looking at and areas that we're going to be near anyway. Okay, 5-year break even. So shout out to those areas either way. I was in New York yesterday. Yeah. Well, It's at Teterboro, okay. So technically, I was in Jersey, but I mean, same thing. So Teterboro is basically your New York airport for private aviation. 5-year break even's down 4.4395. I'll call it 4.44, but it did tick down a little bit here. It was up to almost 4.45 on Friday. So we're down this morning, and we're down from that 2.57. That's actually really good. Will there be food served at the events? You want House Hack to feed you? No. Don't come if you want food. Come if you're interested in investing. No, we're not going to feed you. This isn't like let's wine and dine you to convince you to invest. This is answer serious investor questions. If you want to invest, you can, but I'm not going to beg you. And I'm also not going to spend house hack money on that. So, okay. So what do we have here? Very curious to see how we're going into the morning here. Okay. All right, 42 bips on the Qs. It wasn't letting me pull up CNB Sizzle, so I'll have to play the bell this morning, which is really fun. Really curious to see how things move at the open here. We've got, what do we have? Redfin's up 143, C3AI. I wonder if I could get, I'd love to be able to get something up, but I don't think I can. I mean, I guess I could just pull it up on my phone. We could at least listen to it. That'd be nice. I don't know why it's not letting me HDMI play it. It always used to. But whatever. So let's see here. Okay. What is happening in the pre-market? I mean, most things are green here. Forget it. It doesn't matter. I'll just do the bell mentally. I'll be the bell today when we're mobile. Okay, good. So let's go into, oh boy, 62.5 on BTC, Starbucks, Nvidia. Wow, Nvidia is actually slightly red today. That's surprising. Qs are rotating up into the open. And phase back to 113. It's basically always at 113. It's kind of shocking. And then we've got Tesla right here is up 12%. Remarkable. BTC's moving up a little bit. And so let's go. We got about 30 seconds to go here. Let's watch the Q's doozles. The Q's doozles. And we'll see how this day goes. Oh, look at that. You're getting the rise into the open, folks. Remember that the coupon code on the courses on building your wealth does expire tomorrow. It's where I was building my call positions last Friday on Tesla, which I think they're going to print this morning. Anyway, here we go. Ding, 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 ding. Yay. Congratulations, folks. The market has opened. We are open for business. Welcome to what is the market. Looks like the Qs are just absolutely skyrocketing. Which is amazing. You've got 52 bips on the Qs there. And wow, you've got, are they going to be able to hold on? BTC moving down a bit. Let's see here. Okay. One sec. Okay. So then we've got, what's it called? Why is Nvidia falling here? You've got Nvidia down about 53 basis points. That's interesting. Wonder why. Let's see here. Let me post this also. Just gotta send this to my good old stocks and psych course really quick. Keep in mind, folks, when I send these buy sell alerts, here's the they're not meant to be exactly a prescription for what you're supposed to do, but they are trade ideas. And so let's see here. What did we make on that? Let me check really quick. So $8.80 minus 150, 7.3 times. Okay, there we go. So the exact amount is a $511,000 gain plus the 100K principal back ish. There we go. Okay, that's really cool. That's a great morning. That's really cool. So I will take that, and then now it's on to the rest of the trading day. So that P&L for today is going to look really interesting. Let's go to custom. What day is today? Today is the 29th. Yeah, I got to get to the airport here soon too. But oh, that's quite nice. I will take that. Okay, very cool. So let's get into seeing how some of these other things are going. But yeah, this on Friday, Tesla was falling, and I was buying the dip on these options. Honestly, I felt like a loser. I'm like, I don't know, man. I've got a feeling. I got to feel like I'm buying these options. I'm buying the dip on these options, and I was just DCAing down on the options, and I'm like, oh man, like, I was like, my butt was starting to hurt. I felt like because I'm like, come on, like these options keep losing 10 cents, 10 cents, 10 cents, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I want these options going into next week. So I don't know what it was, but made for a good trade. Here's the trade. Here's the P&L for this morning. I was into it for like 100K or whatever. And the sucker popped $500,000 just there at open. I'm like, it might keep rallying during the day, but I would rather open a new position. I'm gonna take that damn trade. Yeah, that was really cool. So obviously, I closed that 2 minutes ago or whatever. But let's just say I'm really proud of that trade alert that I sent everybody on Friday in the Stocks and Psychology Money group. Holy shit! I think that was probably the craziest one-day trade. I mean, I had I think back in 2022, I had a 400K trade on the Qs. That was great. It was actually a put on the Qs in 2022, but this is up there as one of the larger ones. So, damn. Did I mention there's a coupon code expiring tomorrow? Sorry, I'm sorry. All right, let's get back to looking at what the sticks are doing. Wow, I'm like shaking a little bit right now. So, that's freaking crazy. Like I'm on the inside. I'm like, oh my god. Now, I'm I'm gonna watch what's going on here today because I'm looking for like the next reopen. And it's possible Tesla could keep rallying during the day, but I can also reopen on it on a different trade. So that's the cool thing about trading is you can go back in, take some tendies and reopen or reallocate. But anyway, I need to relax a little bit first. Uh, let the excitement chill a little bit and come up with a different strategy now. Okay, so S&P 500 is let's go to the normal candlesticks here. We're getting some red candlesticks here on the S&P 500. And we are also, I wonder why. That's Bill, that's Embraer. Ubiquity's at 109. I bought 10 of those calls. Oh, thank you. Thank you for donating $10. Really appreciate that. That's cool. You've got, let's see, Microsoft over here is up about 80 bips. That's cool. 38 bips on ARM. Tesla's really holding on, to where it opened. So yeah, I closed that open. So right about here. So looks like it might push more. And that's the thing, yeah, like you can close, you can make money, and then it could run. You can always reopen. That's what I always like to say. You can always reopen. But sometimes when you got a good profit, you just have to take it. You don't want to get greedy. Yeah, somebody's like, you made echoes from above. What's up, dude? Dude, I don't care. Anybody can come to the events. It's fine, man. Come, bring a camera, film it, expose me, Echoes. Bend me over and expose me. No, really, I don't care if people are critical about me. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect, and it's fine. I'd rather, it's actually a feature. Like if nobody says anything bad about someone, sometimes it's sort of like there must be something, and then so I think the things people say that are bad about me, it's like it's all right. Like yeah, so he's made mistakes, so he is human. Anyway. Ooh, Apple, 3%. Let's go. Let's go. Uh dude, I show my mistakes all the time, Alex. What are you smoking? Somebody here says I made $1,600. Congratulations. Congratulations. Um then we've got what do we got here? Goog. Ooh, why is Google tanking? So Google's down 2%. Bitcoin's falling, down 62.2. Thank you, Tessering Dolma, for your donation. Why is there such? What is going on here? Somebody says made 4K. Let's go. Oh, congratulations. Good job. Kevin, I just ripped 20K from that trade. Thank you. Congratulations. Holy crap. I made 50K. Thank you, Kevin. Holy shit, dude. Yes. This is like the best day ever. Damn. 6K on that Tesla trade. Thanks so much. Congratulations. Holy smokes. Good job, y'all. Good job. 5K thanks to Kevin. Holy smokes. Up $44,000. Holy crap. Good job. Somebody here says I made $25. Good job. I made 100. I'm at 100K. No way, Big Rob. Holy crap. How dare you be human? Yeah. I made 9K on that trade, made a 7K profit. I made $73,000. 11K trade here, made 20K. Holy shit. Oh, I'm so happy. This is so cool. Congratulations, everyone. That is so freaking fun. 26K, 10K, 11K on that Tesla call, made 2K on the call, made 10K, 8,600, made 30K. I made 3K, made 22K, made 20K, 6K over here, 2K over here. Holy smokes, up 20K, bagged 4K, made 7K, $250,000, Kyle. Holy crap, 227, Anthony. Oh my gosh. Y'all had like half the position I had. You guys got balls. Made 30K on that trade. Damn. This is amazing. Congratulations, y'all. You went to the 5. Oh, you were on the 5. You stayed on the 5-3 calls. You dirty. Good job. Congratulations. Bro, you just made me $100,000. Oh my god. I think I need to go take a vacation. 22K profit, 45K, 16K. Oh my god. Somebody said, no, you didn't. Stop it. Somebody says I made 5.5 million off. No, you didn't. Stop. Made 9K, made 4K, 5K made, 5K. Wow. Wow. This is amazing. Good job, y'all. Geez, Lord, it's almost 69K. Somebody says I made 1.2 million on it. Oh my god. Holy crap. I'm going where the rich people are. What? Okay, I mean, you can count. Doesn't matter anyway. But anyway, so it's like 20 minutes from downtown. It's not that bad. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. All right, now I think some people are just joking in the chat. But anyway, congratulations to those of you who are part of the Stocks and Psychology Money Group and were in that. Again, like I don't profess that every trade's a winner. Definitely every trade will not be a winner. But I do trade my idea. I share my ideas and I give you my rationale for my ideas. So if you're interested in that, check it out in the Stocks and Psychology Money Group. We've got an expiration for the coupon code tomorrow. And I'd love to see you there. So I've got to run to the airport now. So we'll, the stocks course talks options as well. Yes. So we'll stay tuned. I'll do a little video on the main channel, but I appreciate y'all being here. I got to run, and we'll catch up on our next live. So thank you. Remember, this is not personalized financial advice. Stay safe. Love you all. I'm not your advisor. And we'll see y'all soon. Thanks so much. Remember, please come to the House Hack Roadshow. Chicago, Toronto, Denver today, Austin, Dallas, Houston tomorrow, San Diego, Long Beach, Wednesday. House Hack investing deadline is May 1st. And if you just became an accredited investor off that trade, consider investing in House Hack. I love y'all. Okay. Expiring coupon code tomorrow. If you have questions for the courses on building wealth, email us at staff@meetkevin.com. Thanks. Goodbye.